Hi, my name is Brian Scanlon. I am a freshman at FAU and I am majoring in political science. The piece you are looking at right now is Picasso Goes to Heaven, commissioned by Red Grooms from the year 1973 to 1976. It is 20.88 by 30.88 inches and is owned by the Cleveland Museum of Art. This is a highly detailed line drawing where the outlines are used to highlight the differences between the 2D and 3D elements. One good example of this is the curved lines on the swing mixing with 2D characters, showing the more abstract elements of the painting. Contour lines help define the characters, which make them more dimensional and gives the piece more depth. Curvilinear lines make the characters seem almost animated and makes the piece feel more chaotic. This gives also the piece more of a flowy feel. Lines here not only depict faces, objects, and different textures, but they also show a clear inspiration from Picasso, which also elemented similar kinds of chaos into his paintings. I really enjoyed this painting because I felt like it kept somewhat of a childlike innocence to it, like creativity, but also it being all over the place and kind of breaking the rules of art. I kind of want to keep that same mentality and happiness with me and freedom, so I really did like this piece.
Hello everyone, my name is Dave Roseberg. I'm a freshman majoring in marketing, and today I'll be talking about the texture and pattern in the art piece known as Picasso Goes to Heaven by the Red Grooms. So immediately looking at the art piece, the very first thing that I notice is texture. Now, although the art piece itself appears to look flat, it doesn't really feel flat, if that makes sense. There are just a bunch of brushstrokes, lines, and just layers of colors that make some areas look a bit more timid and rough and full of detail, while other parts look a little bit more simpler and smoother. It gives the artwork a lot of energy and makes it feel like it is almost moving or alive. And then I also noticed the patterns throughout the piece. There are a bunch of repeated shapes, lines, and bright colors everywhere you look. One example would actually be the checkered pattern on the figure shorts, but it goes to see repeated curved lines and outlines across the artwork. These patterns help connect all the different people and objects together, as they naturally guide your eyes around the painting, and every time I look at it, I notice something new. As a marketing major, I could relate to this honestly because designs play a huge role in marketing. Using patterns, textures, and strong visuals is a great way to catch someone's attention and honestly just making designs like way more memorable. Just like Red Grooms uses these elements to keep viewers engaged with the artwork, marketers could also use them to create advertisements and branding that people will definitely have to remember. With that being said, thank you.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Shank. I am a first-year public management student at FAU. Today I'll be discussing the art piece Picasso Goes to Heaven, created by Red Grooms. The formal element I am choosing to discuss is time and motion. Time and motion refer to how an artist creates the illusion of movement or suggests that time is passing, even in a still image. Red Grooms accomplishes this in several ways. First, he fills almost every inch of the composition with overlapping people and objects, making it feel as though many events are happening at the same time. The characters are shown in exaggerated poses with raised arms, turned heads, and expressive faces that make them appear caught in the middle of an action instead of just standing still. Curved lines, bright colors, and the crowded arrangement encourage your eyes to constantly travel across the artwork rather than just stopping in one place. Even the title itself, Picasso Goes to Heaven, suggests a physical journey instead of just in single moment, giving the artwork a sense of time and storytelling. Together, these techniques make the print feel energetic, active, and almost cinematic as they literally jump out of the art piece and express a lively scene. As a public management student, this element connects to my future because public service is never static. Communities are constantly changing, policies evolve, and leaders must constantly try to adapt to new challenges. Just as this artwork combines many different people and actions into one meaningful composition, public management also requires coordinating many individuals, departments, and ideas in order to achieve a common goal. Overall, the art piece of Picasso Goes to Heaven demonstrates how the formal element of time and motion transforms a still image into a unique and lively visual experience.
Hello, my name is Livy Russo, and I'm currently a sophomore at FAU studying general business. My group chose the art piece Picasso Goes to Heaven by Red Grooms from the Cleveland Museum of Art of Picasso's collection because it presents Picasso in a creative and unique way. The first formal element I'm going to talk about is shape. The use of unusual shapes and figures almost creates a playful and vivid piece of artwork. Almost all of the shapes and figures in the painting are exaggerated, giving life to the artwork. The unusual shapes and figures, almost in a way, represents Picasso's personal style that he added into his own artwork. Another formal element I'm going to talk about is volume. The painting is a three-dimensional piece. The outlines and the overlapping of the shapes creates depth in the artwork, as well as some movement from corner to corner of the artwork. It is completely full and there's not a single empty piece in the painting. This piece of artwork connects to my future in business because it shows that in life you need creativity, diversity, and to have like new ideas that stand out from others, which is shown in the art. This piece is not a usual piece that you would see every day, and I feel like that creativity, diversity, and originality are very important in business, whether it's in today's society or the future.
I am Soledad Rodriguez. I am a freshman and a psychology major. Picasso Goes to Heaven is a vibrant piece with bright colors that convey a deep sense of contentment and overwhelm your visual senses. It's a highly saturated artwork that depicts Picasso's ascension into the afterlife as joyful and chaotic, celebrating the artist's legacy. The bold palette creates a feeling of euphoric energy as if the heavens themselves are erupting to welcome him, and each color choice is deliberately used to give every figure a distinct identity and personality. Mr. Grooms uses value as a narrative tool throughout this composition, carefully controlling the range of lights and darks to guide the viewer's eye. He rarely uses deep shadows or dark tonal contrast and instead decides to focus predominantly on light and high key values. This effectively brightens the entire atmosphere of the piece, imbuing it with a sense of warmth and radiance that celebrates Picasso's life and artistic legacy rather than dwelling on his death. Picasso himself is positioned at the very center of the composition, being highlighted with the lightest values and given a glowing halo that elevates him above the surrounding figures. I connect with this on a personal level since I have lost a lot of people in my life, and it's comforting to think that they are in a better